Strings cut deep like a jagged blade. Echoes howl in the mess we made. Fingers bleed from the grip of truth. Climbing walls of a wasted youth. Burn it down, let the fire consume. Light the night with the scars of the doomed. Screaming loud till the heavens shake. No turning back when the foundations break. Rusted chains drag the weight of the fight. Fists pounding in the dead of night.
All right, everybody. Welcome to GUFON. It is Tuesday, June 17, 2025. How is everybody? Truthology for Ufology starts now. And tonight, no different than any other night, we will be talking about a possible hoax. Was the Las Vegas alien crash landing a hoax perpetrated by accident? I just want to talk about that because I find it all so weird how George Knapp held on to it for so long, 30 days almost, because of the David Grush congressional hearing on News Nation, when he first came out. Just weird. I don't like it. I think it might all be fake, that whole thing. Chicken Coop Confidential, Lucian with Burn It Down. The intro for GUFON now. It's the words, but the sound. And Lucian is a good singer.
Foundations break. Burn it down, let the fire consume. Light the night with the scars of the doomed.
Alright, we'll do a little roll call. We'll see who's here. Who is here?
When the foundations break.
Everybody here? The usuals. Alright. We'll just say ditto. How about this? Wow, look at this. I can't believe it landed on you. Chicken Coop Confidential. Welcome to GUFON. Samo Gufonian Rockstar. Wow. I almost said, you heard, Metal Head. I almost did it. Come on, every night with the folk. I know, it's better that way. You don't see the age creeping up on me. I got to get a tan. That's the problem. David Wilcox, not Wilcock. How you doing after 7 o'clock Eastern? Welcome to the show. That was awful. Cindy Krause. Quick one. How you doing? Welcome to the show. Brian Yates. How you doing that? Welcome, welcome. Good evening. Thor Penku. How you doing that? Welcome to the show. There we go again with the blur. Juge Ange, the angel of GUFON RSA. Jeanette. Angel. Jeff Garvey. Welcome to the show. How you doing, JG? This is just out of control, right? I don't know why it's doing this. Usually it does, but not this much. All right, here we go. Let's take the light. There it is. It's good now for a minute. All right, welcome. If I didn't say your name doesn't mean I don't love you. It means we got a lot of show to do, so I got to do it sometime or another. Dorothy Hawkins, welcome to your show. You doing? And also, if you guys want to help support, you know what to do. That's all I'm going to say. Hey, UFO91. How you doing, man? Good to see. Good to see. Let me see if I missed any border. Stars and Night Vision, you're way up there. How you doing? Good to see you too. Hey, Marcel, there he is. Gufonian Metal Head. FAP showed up earlier. There you are. Glenn Collins. There they go. Okay, everybody's here. And Mr. Lead Food Rich, how you doing, man? And Teresa Pulio, how did your day go? Good to see everybody. All right. Now, hey, Jason Semero. Sorry, Jason Semero. Welcome to the show. What the hell's going on? Hold on. I had to get a little bit of electric shock. And now I feel much better, much better. Good to see everybody. Good. Yep. All right, here we go. Jason Semero, everybody, give him a hand here. That's great. All right, let's get started. So, there's so many weird things happening right now. Get him. Did I get him? I got him. You prick. Poo on your family of all of you. You prick. Sorry. A little emotional moment right there. You ever see that episode on Breaking Bad called Fly? Where Walter had to get to kill the fly in the laboratory because it's unhealthy. It's kind of how I felt just now when I got it. When he got it, everybody was happy. Remember that, guys? And then it was all downhill from there. All right. But anyway, I want to say it was a good day today. Tomorrow, I'm going to Bushnell, Florida, which is about 30 minutes to the northeast of me. And I'm going to do a public audit with another auditor. So we're going to team up because twice the threat, you know what that means. There's two guys that are standing outside with cameras and I don't understand it. Are they allowed to, ma'am? Yes. Do you have a cell phone? Yes, I do. I'm talking to you on it. And does it have a camera? It does, yeah. Well, that's all they're doing, right? Yeah. Well, shut the front door and leave us alone. They're on the sidewalk. You can't talk to me that way. I'm a citizen. So are they. Constitutional rights, baby. But you're supposed to send the police hello? Hello? What do you want? I want a police officer to come and get these guys out of the sidewalk. They can't be standing at the bank. What country is this? It's America, and I have rights. What? So do they. No, they can't be pointing their camera at the building. It's just illegal. Ma'am, they have a phone just like you said. Do you think you can see through walls? No. Do you think it steals souls? No, but what do you think they're doing? Well, they're going to get people's information, and that's okay. It's what they do with it. So why are you still holding your hand like this? I don't know. Anyway, that's tomorrow. Juicy fruit. All right. So I'm going to start you off here with something that annoys me, you, and everybody. A little Alex Jones. Why? Because what he says. What he does with what he says. You see? You understand? You get it? And a boop. And go. Yep, no sound. What happened? Oh, there it is.
Transcendence and living forever and the secrets of the universe, and they want to know all this. Some are good, some are bad, some are a mix. And we're on this planet, and Einstein's physics showed it, Max Planck's physics showed it, all. There's at least 12 dimensions. And now that's why all the top scientists and billionaires are coming out saying it's a false hologram. It is artificial. The computers are scanning it and finding tension points where it's artificially projected and gravity's.
I want to know from you guys, and I have to ask. I have to pause it here because this is a very important question for me and for what I'm doing. Jar Jar, Anthony Mueller, how you guys doing? Power off. What's up? I want to know, do you, Jesus, how do I ask this? Shit, maybe I shouldn't. Let me go back here and see if it trigger this. I had a good question. I forgot.
It's a false hologram. It is artificial. The computers are scanning it and finding tension points where it's artificially projected and gravity's bleeding in.
Okay. So the weird thing about this is he could be right. We could wait till you hear what he says here in a second. But do you believe we're living in a simulation? I didn't put a poll up or anything like that. I don't think I put a poll up. No, I didn't. Didn't put a poll up. But I'd like to see if you believe we live in a simulation, put a 1 in the chat room. I think that this is good for my my statistical well, I'm going to say I don't want to give the percentage of what I think will happen when you vote. Go.
To this universe. That's what they call dark matter. So we're like a thought or a dream that's a wisp in some computer program, some God's mind, whatever. They're
all of our reality, he's saying, is that we are just a thought, a passing by, a whim. Like, oh yeah, I forgot I left the iron on, and then go back to what you were doing. That kind of thought. He's saying it's possible. Scientists are saying this, that our existence in, I don't know what kind of time frame, but I mean, we're talking 4 billion years, right? I don't get it. I don't understand. How? I understand what he's saying. The more gravity that you're near, time slows down for you. We saw that in the movie Inception. Remember? I think it was every hour was 7 years on that planet. And they wound up staying, they got stranded on the planet for like 5-6 hours, which was 30 years. And when they got back to the ship, remember? Don Cheadle was gray and he had a beard and all that. And he was like almost going insane because he was alone for so long. Oh, God, what a nightmare. Can you imagine? So that's an interesting process to the human brain. Like how do we understand something like that? Like we understand it, but to have it be a reality is just something that we're not used to seeing. So when weird things happen and there are possible glitches in the matrix, maybe a rewriting of a program. We saw this in the movie The Matrix. Deja vu. The program was rewritten. Somehow it changed. And that's a deja vu. For some people, not everybody goes through it. But yeah, interesting, right? Yeah. Here we go.
proving it all. It's all coming out.
I think most likely, this is just about probability, there are many, many simulations. These simulations are, we might as well call them reality, or you could call them the multiverse.
These simulations, you believe, are created? Like someone has manufactured?
They're running on the substrate.
Now, there's like this sub-transmission zone below the third dimension that's just turned over to the most horrible things is what it resonates to. And it's trying to get up into the third dimension that's just a basic level consciousness to launch into the next levels. And our species is already way up in the fifth, sixth dimension, consciously our best people. But there's this big war trying to like basically destroy humanity because humanity has free will and there's a decision to which level we want to go to. We have free will, so evil's allowed to come and contend, not just good. And the elites themselves believe they're racing using human technology to try to take our best minds and build some type of breakaway civilization where they're going to merge with machines, transcend, and break away from the failed species that is man.
Well, that's the scenario, the merge scenario.
What? I don't understand. Wait, they're saying that the elites want a reality where the AI robots are better than humans and they want to live with that and not with the imperfect human? Is that what I'm hearing? Can I go back? I got to go back. Listen to that 30, 20 seconds, whatever it was. Very weird.
And there's a decision to which level we want to go to. We have free will, so evil's allowed to come and contend, not just good. And the elites themselves believe they're racing using human technology to try to take our best minds and build some type of breakaway civilization where they're going to merge with machines, transcend, and break away from the failed species that is man.
Oh, they want to become cyborgs to where all of their main parts eventually become machine operable, except for the brain. And as long as your brain survives and you can build a heart, a liver, lungs, and all the other main components that one needs to survive as a human, wow, you can go places where other people can't go, but machines with a human mind, you almost would be godlike. Gee, damn. That is interesting. Yeah, one day, look at this. Herb 916. Hey, how you doing? People will one day worship AI like they do religions. I never thought of that. If that happens, that's so interesting that you bring that up. I didn't even think of that. So imagine that he's right. And that would mean, in my opinion, Herb 916, doesn't that mean that man would have to fall to AI and then somehow become enslaved to AI for then generations and generations into the future, past the AI takeover, humans will be taught to worship them? That sounds like a movie where a revolution will take place. Gee, iRobot, anyone? iRobot's about a iRobot with free will. Love that movie, hate Will Smith. Love the movie, hate Will Smith. I don't hate Will Smith. I take that back. I don't like what he did to Chris Rock. And if he would have apologized like immediately after, like maybe 10 minutes, even within an hour, right? Anyway. All right, here we go. Let's finish this out. Elon Musk proving Alex Jones right for 3 minutes. We're about 2.5 minutes.
Well, that's the scenario. The merge scenario
Thanks,
with
hey,
AI
Sky
is the one that seems like probably the best. Like
For us.
Yes. Like if you can't beat it, join it. That's
Yeah.
So from a long-term existential standpoint, that's like the purpose of Neuralink, is to create a high bandwidth interface to the brain such that we can be symbiotic with AI.
Yeah.
Because we have a bandwidth problem. You just can't communicate through your fingers. It's too slow.
And so Google was set up 18, 19 years ago. I knew about this before it was declassified. I'm just saying I have good sources. That they wanted to build a giant artificial system. And Google believes that the first artificial intelligence will be a supercomputer based on the neuron activities of the hive mind of humanity, with billions of people wired into it with the Internet of Things. And so all of our thoughts go into it, and we're actually building a computer that has real neurons in real time that's also psychically connected to us, that are organic creatures. The elite are all about transcendence and living forever and the secrets of the universe, and they want to know all this. Some are good, some are bad, some are a mix.
You know what, guys? Hold on. Whoa. It's weird. They would need really good technology to do what they want to do. And we've heard Greer talk about this technology where they can grow a limb. We've heard him say it how many times? And, I guess now within 2026, 28, we're in the wheelhouse to where that reality is going to happen. All this stuff. And if I could live another 20 years, I may be able to be a part of, hopefully, this AI generated cancer killing, diabetes killing, heart problem killing ways to cure us. But I don't think the government wants that, because you know how much money they make. And if you start saving lives, guys, this is how they think. If you start saving lives and there are no more, heart attacks, what is it? 60,000 people a year die of heart attacks in the United States. There's a lot of people that die for stuff that I think that we could fix if there was a way that AI could figure out how. And I don't think we're that far away. In a few years, all this shit, you would think AI would have found a way to have found cures. Cancer, I mean, people saying there's been a cure for cancer for decades. Decades! But if you follow the money, you'll know you can't overpopulate the planet. You're going to have a lot of problems. You have too many people surviving. If the next generation sees even double what the Earth normally sees as a evolutionary growth from the human race, something might reject it. If you look at the United States, when I was born in 68, I think there was only 150 million people here. So in 50 years, we've doubled it. And then some. 340 million, right? That's not a lot of growth if you really think about it. But it is. Because look at the country. The infrastructure has a D- rating. Our bridges and tunnels are no shit, guys. They're falling apart. If you're going over a bridge every day, you run the risk of dying every single day. For that 5 minutes you're on that bridge, you could be stuck there. Tunnel 2. Tunnel. Streets. I mean, there's pockets, cities. Like I know Scottsdale, Arizona is they've got money they save. They spend their money wisely and keep the streets clean. I mean, it looks like everywhere you go is it looks like a video game. It's so clean. It's crazy. That's how you use money the right way. But if they had too many people coming in all at once, that's what they were trying to do with the country by opening the border. You can't have all these people coming in and eating up all the resources. 20, 30 million people in just 3-4 years? Are you kidding me? Those are people that weren't expected to be here. Did we have the money? No, that's why we went another 7 trillion in debt or whatever. And then if you're following the Doge story, all that money that could have went into the UFO program went to the LGBTQ Muslim organization or something. We got to teach the Muslims about gay pride. That's 200 million. We got to have a Sesame Street for Iranians. Yeah, it's something like that. It's $250 million just for Big Bird. All this money. Stupid Americans. Why can't we just leave our shit here? Who are we to spread all that shit everywhere? If you think about America, we're the only country that actually allows all walks of life to come here. And some people, half the people, or I don't know how many now, maybe 35% of the people in this country, they don't get it. Yeah. I don't know. I was going to say something. I chose not to right there. And you know what's scary? You know what's scary? All of this unnecessary spending was your money and my money, tax dollars, that could have went to our country that already had a D- rating for its infrastructure. So now we're in a situation where things like UFOs, aliens, they're not on the priority list. As if they ever were. But something big has got to happen for ufology to get back on track. There's not going to be any funding for shit for years. Really, I think it's over. That's why there was that big push to get all these congressional hearings, the whistleblowers. I understand Jeremy Corbell's frustration. I do. But they didn't do it right. They didn't do it right at all by showing us stuff that was a lie. You want us to gain trust, you got to give us something that we can see is legitimate. Yeah. So now we're in a situation where the only thing we have left is the one thing no one can prove. Frequency, telepathy, mind reading, all that stuff in the spheres. You know there's a new sphere now? They got another one from China. Wait until you see this one. So now the spheres are starting to take over. Long were the days, gone are the days of the tic-tac. It didn't work, guys, because they never showed us a real tic-tac. They thought the story was going to be enough. And then we get, oh, I forgot to turn on my helmet cam. All right. Whatever, Frave. And it seemed like, and, Alien Addict figured this one out, that his first interview seemed like it was edited, reshot, redone, like 11 ways till Sunday. Wait, what was I trying to say? But it didn't look normal. It looked out of sequence. It looked like in one question, they ask him a question. You can see he's glistening with sweat, right? Because it's late. And then the camera pans away, edit, comes back to him, and he's dry. So I think what they might have done is, hold on a second, guys. Can we get a towel on Fraver's head, please? The little powder. I mean, really, David, what are you so worried about? Shut the fuck up. What's your name? My name is David. Shut the front door. Braver. That's why when you hear things like what Alex Jones was saying, it makes you think. Seriously, this is unbelievable what he said. Did you guys not believe that?
And we're on this planet, and Einstein's physics showed it, Max Planck's physics showed it, there's at least 12 dimensions. And now that's why all the top scientists and billionaires are coming out saying it's a false hologram. It is artificial. The computers are scanning it and finding.
Right. Okay. Now, in 2004, I witnessed with my wife at the time a grid, which I've spoken about, being placed into the sky like it was being placed inside of a overhead projector. I yelled for my wife. I go, come here. Hurry. She was right there. I go, look at the sky. Tell me what you see. Oh my God. She go, I see lines. I go, oh, you see it? Oh my God, thank God. And then, it was already starting to fade and dissolve is a good word. And you could see it from one side of the sky to the other. It looked like somebody put it in crooked at first and adjusted it. And it looked like longitude and latitude lines. Makes you wonder if that right there, 21 years ago, was like a Star Wars thing, They literally have the whole planet under, it's like the ArcNet in Men in Black. It's like they're putting a detection scanner over the planet, and anything that goes through that, within 300 miles of the planet, 500, something like that, it'll register, and then defenses will react, accordingly. Freaking unbelievable.
Tension points where it's artificially projected and gravity's bleeding in to this universe. That's what they call dark matter.
Oh, Bernie, hey man, I want to say thank you for that. $2 from Bernie. I don't think I missed anybody else. No? Thank you very much. Yeah, I know. But you know why I say that? Because believe it or not, Thor, other people don't get it. Telepathy? Yeah, mind reading. Oh, shit, yeah, that's right. Huh. Believe me. Like, if I didn't know that, that would be sad. But sometimes I say things like that for you. Not you, but yeah, we're going to get to those telepathy tapes because you heard what I said yesterday.
So we're like a thought or a dream that's a wisp in some computer program, some God's mind, whatever. They're proving it all. It's all coming
In some computer program or God's mind?
computer program, some God's mind,
See, I can't wrap my head around that.
whatever. They're proving it all. It's all coming out.
I think most likely, this is just about probability, there are many, many simulations. These simulations are, we might as well call them reality, or you could call them the multiverse.
These simulations, you believe, are created? Like someone has manufactured?
They're running on the substrate.
Now, there's like this sub-transmission zone below the third dimension that's just turned over to the most horrible things is what it resonates to. And it's trying to get up into the third dimension that's just a basic level consciousness to launch into the next levels. And our species is already way up in the fifth, sixth dimension.
Okay. This is the one that I think I know what they're saying, but I'm not sure.
Below the third dimension.
About this third dimension.
Now, there's like this sub-transmission zone below.
Okay, just like in the movie Contact. Remember, if you're gonna think like a vegan, or wait, a vegan, vegan, because it was from Vega, they thought the signal was coming, right? You have to think fourth dimensionally. And there was a signal within the signal, remember? And it was the, what do they call that thing? It was the, like a marker. It connected everything. It was the answer that they were looking for. So when you put this in the right position, the puzzle adjusts in a fourth dimension, and now you can see the message that they were sending. And that's what exactly he's saying here. There was this underlying message within the message. Yes, I said that twice.
Below the third dimension that's just turned over to the most horrible things is what it resonates to. And it's trying to get up into the third dimension that's just a basic level consciousness to launch into the next levels. And our species...
What does that mean? What does that mean?
And it's trying to get up into the third dimension that's just a basic level consciousness.
What is trying to get into the level? What? A monster? A killer? Thor? Who? What? Oh, I think I figured it out. I figured it out. It's a virus. What else would be dangerous to a computer program? COVID. That's right. Virus.
To launch into the next levels.
Makes no sense, but I guess they want to get to the sub-level, which is sub-level 3, but it wants to launch itself up through, and it's at level 5. We're above that.
And our species is already way up in the 5th, 6th dimension consciously.
How do you know? How do you know what dimension we're in?
Best people. But there's this big war trying to basically destroy humanity because humanity has free will.
There's a war to destroy humanity. Question. Go ahead. Why are we still alive? Good question, Dick. Hey, well, it is a good question. Why don't they just zap us out? I mean, we're the primitive ones. So I call bull shenanigans on that. You see how easy this is? Process of elimination by claims that never, ever happen. Well, there's a war going on. Really? Jeez, I saw nothing of the sort. It's amazing. Well, you can't see it. It's in another dimension. Oh. It's a nice loophole. See what they do? They make up a way to get out. Like, there's always an out for the lie. Well, how come da-da-da-da-da? Because da-da-da-da-da. And they're like, interesting. It's a lie, but yes, it is interesting. All right, let's finish this guy.
And there's a decision to which level we want to go to. We have free will, so evil's allowed to come and contend, not just good. Oh. And the elites themselves.
Oh, so everybody's invited to the party. Okay, I didn't know if there was a border around the planet.
Believe they're racing using human technology to try to take our best minds and build some type of breakaway civilization where they're going to merge with machines, transcend, and break away from the failed species that is man.
Well, that's
So we want to break away from... Okay, I got it. So what's going to happen is we're going to break away from being humans by becoming cyborgs and making humans and building them. And that would be the new humankind. So do they procreate? Because if you want to keep this going, there's got to be some sort of production. Do they just make them? Like put them together, build them? Like C-3POs? But with a human head? I don't know.
That's the scenario. The merge scenario with AI is the one that seems
Logical.
like probably the best. Like
For us.
Yes. Like if you can't beat it, join it. That's
Yeah.
My thing is, why do we have to beat anything? Is it going to beat us? Is that what's going to happen? We're going to become obsolete? Like an old program. Is that what we're hearing? And why the hell are we messing with this stuff? Well, we can't stop it. Pandora's box has been opened.
So from a long-term existential
This
standpoint, that's like the purpose of Neuralink, is to create a high bandwidth interface to the brain such that we can be symbiotic with AI. Because we have a bandwidth problem. You just can't communicate through your fingers. It's too slow.
And so Google was set up 18, 19 years ago. I knew about this before it was declassified. I'm just saying I have good sources, that they wanted to build a giant artificial system. And Google believes that the first artificial intelligence will be a supercomputer based on the neuron activities of the hive mind of humanity, with billions of people wired into it with the Internet of Things. And so all of our thoughts go into it, and we're actually building a computer that has real neurons in real time that's also psychically connected to us, that are organic creatures.
That's cool. Right? Did you catch it? Listen to this.
A supercomputer based on the neuron activities of the hive mind of humanity.
The hive mind of humanity, which means everybody's interfaced. And all thoughts are like all the roads lead to Rome, right? All our thoughts going to lead to one database where AI will become the master race in a very short time.
With billions of people wired into it with the Internet of Things. And so all of our thoughts go into it, and we're actually building a computer that has real neurons in real time that's also psychically connected to us, that are organic creatures.
That's just absolutely insane. Psychically connected to us. They really think that we're going to have that ability to be psychic like that. Like we can communicate. I mean, they're saying they can do it now. And I have a hard time with the communication process that I've learned it to be. Because the answers and some of the conversations that I've seen happen between individuals and a being don't seem logical to me. And, you know, I've never had the opportunity to ask what I want to ask. And, you know, I want to know, what are you feeling? Do you feel like you're being pulled into a sleep state so you can get into a mental state of like, you know, I guess maybe going into like some sort of mind meld where you got to quiet your brain and you're going to connect and meld with all the species that you're talking to. See, I've heard it that way. I've heard several ways. One of the ways that I heard communication is it goes basically, it's all emotional. And you understand what they're saying because the emotions that they're projecting are easy to decipher. It's not like you have to figure it out. Oh my God, I feel like they witnessed this. And well, yeah, they saw something that wasn't pleasant. And whatever you're feeling, heat, maybe you see something bright, it was an explosion. So, you know, what else would it be? You know, so you get those vibratory, I think, the way it was explained to me, those vibratorial feelings, I guess, frequencies that are easy to decipher and figure out what they're communicating. I almost think I've had that happen. I told this story a couple of times. It's real short, but when I first got into this, I would go outside. I was at a house where I captured 90% of everything. It was just, I was right on the same path that the Phoenix Lights flew over in 97. So I felt where I lived was the perfect place. It was dark. There wasn't any city lights. And, you know, Arizona's always clear pretty much. So I would go out front and the neighbor across the street would see, you know, and he was known as the bully on the block. Like if you walked on his lawn or your dog went on the grass, he'd come out yelling, you know, one of those. So, but, you know, I never had an issue and, you know, we'd do the friendly wave. One day we don't see him. His wife knocks on our door. The guy's name just happened to be Rick. And my wife's having a conversation, and I can hear it, see it, right behind me as I'm watching TV. Her husband's in the hospital. She was just asking for prayers, and and when he comes home, if you could, da 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 da, and trying to rally the troops, because they said the more people that they can get praying, it could save his life. Something happened. He got really sick, right? And he did die. He flatlined. And I think it was for 8 minutes. Yeah, it was 8 minutes. And he came home several weeks later. I was outside washing my car. And I'm looking up and I see something. And then I see him looking at me, looking up, trying to figure out what I'm doing. And I'm washing my car at the same time. So I get back to washing it. And now I'm in the car and I'm drying it, some 15 minutes later. And I'm still doing this as I'm washing the car. And I hear his footsteps, somebody, but I knew it was him. And I'm in my car in the driver's seat with the door closed. And he goes, hey, da, 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 da. I know you heard I was in. I go, yeah, I meant to come by, but I was waiting to see you, and I just felt weird. We never met officially. He goes, oh, my name's Richard, he says. And I go, oh, so is mine. He goes, oh. I died. And I go, oh, yeah. Huh? Yeah. He says, I died 8 minutes, and I saw God. And then he corrects himself. He goes, well, I actually saw the Son of God. And he goes, can I tell you about it? Yeah. So I'm sitting in my car and he tells a very short story. And it was only a minute. And he tells me how now, after he died and what he saw, and he basically just saw like the light and a golden city, is how he put it. Everything was capped off with gold. So he goes, is it okay if I put my hand on your shoulder and say a prayer? He goes, I'm actually going in for a follow-up procedure. And, if something goes wrong, I could, pass away. It's really touch and go. And I'm like, you're doing great. He goes, yeah, well, thanks to God and this and that. And I'm like, all right. He goes, I never used to be into God, or he goes, I never even went to church, but something happened to me and I had an experience and I wanted to share it with you. I see you out here with your camera and there are other beings, he tells me. And, we never even talked about UFOs or aliens. For him to say that, maybe he put 2 and 2 together because of my license plate reads seeing UFOs. Maybe, I don't know. Or maybe the message got back to him. He figured it out. I don't know. So I'm sitting in my car and he puts his hand on my shoulder, his right hand. And as he's saying what he's saying, I'm thinking, I'm going to give this guy a fair shot. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. And as I'm thinking that, something washed over me that was the most, and still to this day, the most, it was like an orgasm without that, feeling. It was like I was feeling something different, very good. Nothing like sexual or anything. It's just something washed over my body, an energy. And it lasted about as long as an orgasm. It's the only way I could let you understand. 30 seconds, maybe that's it. If that. And then he's walking away as he already stopped talking. And I guess I almost fell asleep. I don't know, but I look and he's 4 or 5 steps away from the car, and I didn't even realize he had walked away. And I go, Rick, I go, hey man, thanks. I hope everything works out. He just puts his hand up and didn't even turn around. It's like he saw into my soul maybe and got very, very discouraged. Maybe, I don't know. But he told me about this website that he built for his story. And I think, and I'm not sure, it was kingdomcome.com or something like that. It's in one of my notebooks. I wrote it. It's in one of the 200 notebooks I have somewhere in probably number 3 or 4 because it was early on. But that to me, when he did that to me, I went from a non-believer to a believer. And that was around the time I was thinking of quitting. That's when I saw the fleet. The first one, December 12th, 2004. Yeah. Very, very telling time. I don't know why things happen like that. Why did I feel what I felt when I had no belief? It was as if I was touched by the hand of. And the weird thing was, I was looking up at something that I kept calling a balloon. And I said, it is a weird balloon. I still have the video. I know because I don't erase anything. And, and then I started playing with the thing like, oh, this is how people fake it's moving. And I would take a step to the right and then go back and show how people fake objects moving when they use a house as to hide it. They take a step like this, but you don't know they moved. It just looks like the object moved. So I was doing that. And I could have sworn they were balloons, but maybe they weren't. God, life is so weird. All the little things that happen throughout life that could be clues. Here's a guy I never spoke to who died, came back to life, comes over to my house when he gets a little better, says, hey, my name's Richard. I'm like, hey, me too. And he's like, can I pray for you with you? And I'll put my hand on your shoulder. Okay, whatever. And then I feel euphoric, like, yo. And then dude's gone. Like, I didn't even know it. Freaky. I never saw that guy again. I think he died because a week later, there was a lot of people at the house and they were dressed very nicely on a Sunday. So I think he did die. Or they moved. I don't know. But they were moving. That's for damn sure. I don't know, man. Such a weird experience. And I know people who have had similar experiences with like talking to priests or strangers that walk up. You ever hear about these stories where like a girl would be crying? Is one where she's at the train station and her boyfriend broke up and she has to take the train back home, and she's going home back to her parents who said, don't go there. If you ever go to that man, and he will disown you. They don't know she's coming, and some guy she meets on the train convinces her to stay. She winds up marrying the guy, and her parents didn't even know it was a different guy. They thought it was the guy that she was originally with. That's how much they didn't care. I know it's a weird story, but the moral was, you never know what's going to happen. And if you give up, then nobody wins. And the one thing that always stuck in my mind was a phrase from the Arizona lottery. I heard this in 1981. You can't win if you don't play. That's why in baseball, I had a lot of hits. I swung at a lot of things that I could reach. I swung at ball fours, things that I could hit. Yeah. Know what I mean? In hockey, right now the finals are on, at 8:00. And they say, if you don't shoot, you'll never score. And the best shot is any shot, because you never know what's going to deflect it or something. And that's life. And I think in some sick, twisted way, we see that in ufology when Lou brings out these pictures and the crop formation shadow thing, whatever, fake non-UFO UFO. It's like they're testing us, like throwing up shit against the wall and seeing what sticks. What can we get away with? What will they believe? And so far, the one thing that everybody believes is the drones. People believe that these drones are partially biological. Now, we just heard Alex Jones a few minutes ago talk about how we're going to integrate people into machines and become cyborgs, live forever, perhaps. Or you take the human brain and put it in another type of machine, and it can be a weapon. I don't know. It's just crazy. It's crazy. This is a crazy time to be alive. I'm telling you, it's awesome. All right, let's move on. Whoa, you've been invited. Oh, I didn't know what that was. All right. We'll get to that. All right. Oh, I meant to play this earlier. Spheres. Okay. We're gonna talk about the spheres for a minute. So another Bugatti sphere, they're calling it, on June 5th, 2025 at approximately 7:30 p.m., a metallic spherical object was observed and recorded over the shallow waters of Shayukao Reservoir in Beijing. According to the witnesses, the sphere exhibited controlled flight at varying altitudes, frequently hovering and maneuvering with apparent intelligence. It would intermittently vanish behind tree lines before reappearing, repeating this pattern, about 10 times. Interestingly, let me just pull it up. You can read the rest with me. Is that it? Yeah. Oh, I don't know if you're going to be able to read this along with me. Let me get me out of here. Let's go in there. There we go. Well, that's as good as it gets, kids. So, according to witnesses, the sphere exhibited controlled flight, varying attitudes, frequently hovering and maneuvering with apparent intelligence. Interestingly, down here, the witness later encountered online footage of the well-documented Puga sphere event in Colombia, noting the remarkable similarity in both appearance and behavior. This latest sighting adds to a growing number of nearly identical sphere cases we've seen recently, including Colombia, Yombo, and other locations worldwide. The consistency across geography, witness testimony, and visual evidence continues to challenge conventional explanations. Regardless of the authenticity of any individual video or witness account, a deeper question must be asked. Why are we seeing a sudden global proliferation of these near-identical spherical objects? Their emergence across multiple continents often within days or weeks of each other, suggests a broader phenomenon at work. One that appears to be increasingly difficult to ignore, dismiss, or contain within simple explanations of misidentification or fabrication. The pattern itself is beginning to speak. And here they are. The sphere. So I'm going to ask you, why? Why here? Why? Why is it flying around, meandering around here? What's so special about here? Anybody? Anyone? Anywhere? Anybody, anyone, anywhere? Anybody, anyone, anywhere? Anybody, anyone, anywhere? Anyone, anybody, anyone, anywhere? Tell me about it. I want to know what love is. And I want you to show me. Come on, everybody. What is it? Yeah, exactly. Hey, how come I highlighted your, there it is. Aliens sure can't drive very good, can they? No, they can't. Well, you know why? Because these are Asian aliens. Stupid. Are they? Are they Asian? Is that wrong? Beautiful, right? Look at the way it glistens in the fog. It's beautiful. Yeah, I don't know either. Very strange. Making the way in the world today makes a fear a fart. Wouldn't you like to see it go? Nobody knows a thing. Where do the spheres go when it rains? And it always looks the same. They're round and they're not very square. They meander around the air. There's something wrong about the spheres over there. We got a PayPal came in. It's $3.23. And it's from Nathan from the Quantum Show. Says, hey, Richie, I can do the laying of hands sometimes. Rick Neighbor had a hell of an experience. You take something with you, he says. You know, I guess, bro, but, you know, the way it happened to me, because I didn't care. I didn't like, yeah, whatever. It washed over me, Nathan. It was weird. I almost lost my breath. You know that drop on the roller coaster when you lose your stomach? Yeah, it felt like that, but not as severe. It was like, oh, what is he doing to me? I saw nothing. I didn't get any message, but I'll tell you what I felt. And I don't want to. It felt like love. That's what it felt like. The guy let me feel the love that he has for life. It's kind of what I walked away with. I got to show you this sphere. This one is from Medellin, Colombia. It's from June 15th at 5:45 p.m. And this one will sock your knocks off. What? It'll knock your socks off, I said. Yeah. Thank you for the support, Nathan and everybody else. I appreciate the memberships, everything, the super chat, super stickers, PayPal, all that stuff. Check this out. Here's the sphere. Now this one is falling to the ground for why? Why? Why, I ask you? Oh, 3 minutes and 51 seconds of pure bliss. On the night of June 15th, 2025, they came to visit in Colombia. It was one sphere, then two, and then there were a dozen, and then more. It was an invasion unlike anything they've ever seen. Police and the army were called in, even the National Guard of the United States of America came to help. But it was too late. When everybody got there, all they saw were clouds of smoke and people's clothes strewn about on the desert floor. The coastlines were riddled with sneakers, sunglasses, and caps, as if people were wandering around and playing in the water, playing on the beach with their families, perhaps a soccer game or game of volleyball. They were all gone, every last one of them. These spheres, they mean business, and they're coming to your home. It's an invasion. Wasn't that nice? Created that all on my own. Did you see the Boyd? Look at this, guys. Watch this. Whoa. Did you see how fast it went by? Ding. Boop. Let's try to get it. Boop. I'll never get that thing. Oh, I almost got him. Oh, I almost got him again. I can't stop it. I'm going to have to land on it. Oh, I almost got him. Oh, come on. It didn't stop. I stopped it. Your mother's ass. I'm going to try one more time. Oh, come on. I was right there. Why is it so hard? Oh, I know why. I know why. Because we need background music. How about classic horror? And now I'm going to snatch the bird out of the sky. Here we go. No. Oh, come on. I stopped it. It didn't stop. Music's pumping. Your mother's winged. Come on. Oh, I stopped. Every time I think I stopped it. Why? Why, guys? How does it know? How does it know? It's evil. It's very evil. I can't even find it. All right, 2 more tries and that's it. 1, 2. All right. Shut off. Hey, thank you. Sorry about that, guys. Sometimes my OCD GBQ plus takes over. All right, let's keep the show going. It's only 8:16. Hey, there's a sphere on video. I gotta show you. This one, holy shit. This is called the Bugatti sphere, spotted in China. Due to personal reasons of the witness, I am unable to disclose related information, but the witness testimony can be shared. On June 5th, around 7 p.m., I was walking and taking photos of the scene. Didn't we just see this? Same day, right? Wasn't this it? Oh, I don't know. Did we see this? Hold on, it would have to be here. Oh, no. No, we didn't see it. Hold on. Is this it? I don't know. Hold on. I may have okay, I did not show this to you. Guys, there's so many balls flying around. I don't know which one is yours that you've seen already. I don't know what I'm going to say. All right, here we go. In 3 ball, 2 ball, 1 ball, go. I said go. Oh, okay. Shh. You guys hear the birds? That's how you know it's working. Gosh, all over chirpity chirp. Shut up. It's a nice one, though, isn't it? I think it's balloons, but what do I know? This is the problem that I have, is that everybody's going to start recording spheres. Look what I got. I got a sphere. No, you don't. You got a balloon. Why don't you go to hell, you? Yeah, get the hell out of here. You know, I want to talk about that, the Las Vegas. Okay. So I'm just going to use numbers. They're not going to be accurate, but if you guys remember, the night it actually happened, an officer pulled somebody over, had the body cam on, and recorded the sky at the time this alleged report came in that aliens crash landed nearby where they were. And George Knapp doesn't go public with it. I think it was 26 or 7 days later. And what he did was, the day before, David Grush was to come out on News Nation and talk about his experience telling everybody what he knows as a whistleblower. George Knapp releases this alien in the backyard crash landing story with 8, 9, 10 foot tall aliens, a 911 call with the guy, I don't know what it is. We were just out there, working on stuff, and 9, 10 foot tall aliens. I know this sounds stupid. I know, SA. I know. But George said, we were told, Can you send somebody out here? He's still in the backyard. So what are you doing about it now? We're just staring it down, giving it the dirt eye, you know? Well, don't antagonize it. You said it's 9-10 feet tall. Hey, don't worry, puto. There's 9 of us here. You got it? Hey, don't move! I'll blow your head off! It's so big. Look at it. I'm not kidding. His head is like a ball, man. It's like a beach ball. And of course, there were all these people coming out with analysis of the shadow moving. And it was weird. There were some weird things. And I don't know if it was the original video or what, but I don't know. I don't know if things were done in post-op because things were just thrown together. Like for instance, the video comes out. And there's a guy who made a 911 call about an alien crash in his backyard. Boop. 9, 10-foot tall aliens in my backyard. Send somebody over. Boop. 9, 10-foot tall aliens. Hey, what's that in the sky? Right? You see what George did? He manipulated and lied about when he decided to go public with that story. He never told why he waited so long. I don't even know if anybody even asked him. But that is what he did that day, was create a narrative that, in my opinion, didn't really exist. They made that whole thing. I'm pretty sure. It's weird. I think if that was a legitimate hoax story, maybe George paid them some money. I don't know. It's weird though. Very strange, the whole thing. I really do think it was, because look, you show that story the day before David Grush goes live with his. Why? Why? I'll tell you why. Feels like money. Yeah. Oh my God. Lots of money. Hey. Oh, George. I can't stop. Oh my God. It's like, what are those things that find water? Uh-oh. Oh no. Oh no. Don't follow the money. You're going to get That's what they think. Oh no. Put it away. George did it for the views, did it for the money, did it for the fame. He did it for George. Because News Nation, David Grush was their guy, right? Or Bell and Naps, wasn't he? Yeah. Oh, they were so proud. And you know what it did? Showing that alien story in Vegas just made the News Nation interview or congressional thing, whatever the fuck, I don't remember. What was it? It was the News Nation interview, yeah. It made that seem like it was legit. So that whole thing was held to the day before. So when David Grush goes live and talks to Rose Cuckold, whatever he says, people are going to be like, yeah, look at what happened last night. And people are going to click on it. And more money, more money, more money. So that's why I do. I think that story, although it may be legit to a degree, the way it was given to the public was for George Knapp. Yeah. You want to hear something really unbelievably weird and scary? I don't remember this. Maybe if Anjali hears this show, if she's here, I'll ask her. Okay, do you remember the movie Who's Lou? Who's Lou is a 3-hour documentary created by Manny from Area 503 on X and on YouTube. Manny describes a strange man showing up to his mother's house after the attacks from the Lou crew following the release of his documentary. Someone showed up to my mom's house asking all these questions about me. They got the address from their illegal copy strike. That's what they do. And I found something out. Don't give anybody your real address. You don't have to. Give them a P.O. box. So all they want to do is mail you some legal shit if it ever goes to court. Give them a P.O. box. Seriously. Let me let you hear this. This is Manny talking about it. I just found this today, and I think this was released yesterday, 2 days ago. Probably late at night, because I would have played it yesterday if I would have seen it. But here it is from King Milk Fart Harassment Archive on X. This is Manny talking about, well, here.
House, which was my mailing address that they had gotten from Tom Fessler, who had gotten this illegal copyright strike. And so somebody showed up to this house and was asking a bunch of questions about me and claimed that they were somebody who I'd gone to school with, who I didn't recall. And when I called them back to try to get a hold of them and figure out who they were just real sketchy, giving me a bunch of weird misinformation, using voice over IP telephones, like multiple different phone numbers to contact me back, like Signal and text now numbers and things like that. And then when I asked them, I was like, hey man, could you send me a photo of who you are? Cause I don't really remember you. They just said that they would do it as soon as they hung up the phone with me and then didn't.
This is giving me chills hearing this.
Yeah, it's very uncomfortable. And again, if you guys are going to call this drama, I literally could give less of a fuck about what you think about anything. Because, this shit is not normal. It's happening to real people. It's happening to the loved ones of people. Let's go to Manny real quick, because, and then we'll get to some of these other hands. Manny, I brought up what you'd said, how there were strange people maybe going to your mother's house, which was the address that they got from the false DMCA, asking about you. Have you heard that Matt Ford story, and what do you think about what Homegirl had said? It seems like there's a few of these instances where IRL stuff happens in a very strange way. What do you think about this?
Yeah, just to first of all, thanks for having me up. I appreciate that. And for Allie, if you're listening, I'm sorry that happened to you. That's got to be terrifying to, get roofied or whatever. I can only imagine how scary that must be. So my heart kind of goes out to you for that. As far as the what was going on with on my end, if people aren't aware of that, I'll just recap real quick. So shortly after I put out Who's Lou in early 2022, like January 2022, there was a lot of blowback, specifically from Tom Fessler and some of his producers and fans and stuff. And one of the things that Tom had done was filed a false copyright strike through YouTube to get the movie taken down. And in doing so, I had to give him my legal name and address so that he could sue me.
Work closely with Lou. When Lou Elizondo got attacked by Area 503, I was the only person who stood up against Manny from.
First of all, this wasn't an attack on Lou. This is what I mean when I say that side of ufology. Because we have seen the last decade, we all know, everybody knows it. Even they know it. That they're liars, they continually lie, and they make up stuff. It's the same thing. But It's disgusting. Wait, hold on. He said something I wanted to reply on. Hold on.
Attacked by Area 503.
Yeah, it wasn't attacked. It was the whole movie was fact after fact after fact. It's all public information. That's the research he did. Anything he could find public. And on top of that, taking things Lou said off of other podcasters, which Manny had approval from. He did everything right, and these guys falsely stricken, just because, and then Manny had to re-upload it. And I remember when he first put that out, that documentary took off in a viral manner that probably scared the shit out of Lou. That movie was blowing up. It did, but it was that first upload. Then he had to re-upload it. He changed some things, I think, and it didn't have the same veracity as it did because a lot of people either already saw it or the algorithm made sure of it, that it was a drip documentary. It's a shame. Manny put a lot of effort into that wonderful movie about Lou. And it's true. There was no attack. And this is when we had all the drama with all these guys.
I was the only person who stood up against Manny from Area 503. I even reached out to Lou Jimenez.
Oh, yeah. You stood up to him. You did not. You striked him. Right? Didn't you? Well, if you did, it didn't help. Yeah. The best thing that everybody should have done was just shut up. How can you argue with facts? That's all I have to say. Everything Manny made and put into that movie, I shouldn't say made, anything that Manny researched, and he verified things. It's not like he just took, Wikipedia for its word. He looked to back things up, and he did. He did a good job. And that's why they're scared. That's why they tried taking him down. The movie was so good, it scared the shit out of Lou. I remember, he was scared. Still is. Wait until my documentary comes out. They're all going to be scared. I'm scared.
He refused. I did copyright strikes, and then I worked with James Fox and others to get additional copyright strikes to get that shit taken down.
Amazing. What a piece of shit. I hope he finds the worst hole, falls in it, all the way up to his head. It caves in around him, and because he's such a weak soy boy, he won't be able to get himself out of that situation, and it'll be like that movie, or no, it was Tales from the Crypt, the one with Ted Danson, where he stole his best friend's wife, cheated on her, and then the guy found out, and then after they killed him, he came back to life as a demon, and then buried them in the sand up to their heads, and then the waves came in, and then they slowly drowned. Something like that.
The things that Tom had done was filed a false copyright straight through YouTube to get the movie taken down. And in doing so, I had to give him my legal name and address. So
these are the people that Lou associated with and still does, as far as I know. These are the scumbags of ufology, my peeps. These are still the dirtbags in this community. I don't know. And the thing is, a lot of people will say, nobody likes your show, Rich. Nobody likes you. And you know what? Nobody likes anybody in this field. Nobody does. Nobody will admit they like anybody. You like GUFON? Oh, that guy's so fluff. Just trying to bring as many facts in an hour and a half. That's all. I don't know why that's fluff. Do people call the news fluff, I guess? I'm just reporting on everything that's going on with the people that are supposed to be doing ufology right. And they're not. And they got to be called out for it. And I made myself that guy. Yeah, sorry. It's just the way it goes. And you know what? You want to know the one thing about me? Things are going to get really interesting. That's all I'm going to say. Soon. I know I keep saying that, but when it happens, you'll be like, oh, forget about it. All right. So, this was posted yesterday. It was Robert Salas posted this. It says, this article represents my conjecture about my and other UFO/nukes encounters. But of course, their objectives and reasons should be open for free discussion. Okay, that's been removed. All right. Well, that's that there. Let's make sure we got it. Yeah, fluff. Hey, Hidden Underbelly's here. Jammer Travels. Moody Mungo, everybody. Nathan, how you doing? Dan Peters. You like everyone? Hidden Underbelly. Oh, yeah, Creep Show. What did I call it? Tales from the Crypt? It was Creep Show. You're right. Creep Show. That was fun. That show was badass. I think it was on every Friday night on HBO when it first came out. Hey, Shelly. Shelly Michelle Morrison. How are you? And your friend. My UPS driver said to me once, I can't believe you leave your boxes of weaponry on your porch unattended. I said, don't worry. I'm nearby if I'm not home. I've been selling stun guns, pepper sprays, knives, and love. That's great, Jammer. That's it for tonight. My throat is finally starting to give way. It's been killing me. Yeah, so we'll be back tomorrow. And thank you, moderators. Thank you, super chatters. Thank you, newcomers and veterans, for making the chat room enjoyable. And look, hey, if you ain't looking up, you ain't looking out for ufology. You understand? I don't think you do. All right. What's that? Yeah, we're going to get... Ufology for ufology. We do it for you. Who was that? Who was that guy? Was that Stallone? It couldn't have been. It couldn't have been. It sounded nothing like him. Who? All right, guys. Taking us away is Lucian from Chicken Coop. Chicken Coop. No, this makes me so angry when things don't work the way they're supposed to. From Chicken Coop. Chicken Coop Confidential. This is Lucian taking us out with the new intro outro. Burn it down, everybody. See you guys. Alien bless. Ow! Boop.
Smoke rises from the cracks in the ground. Shadows scream, but they make no sound. Tearing through the silence in my brain. Chasing ghosts in the pouring rain. change.